Oh, my hair. It's hair wash day. No, it's not. I'm gonna wash it tomorrow, but it's greasy. We're just gonna ignore it. I am officially in my exhausted girl era at the minute. Oh, I'm due my period next week. And what else? Oh yeah, I'm in court on Monday. A couple of you guys worked that out. It's like, do you know those submarines? It's like a submarine is coming past. So yeah, a couple of you actually messaged me because the listing for upcoming like things happening in court is published online, and a couple of you have found it and know that I'm in court on Monday. So yeah, I'm in court on Monday, which when this goes up will be tomorrow. So wish me luck. So obviously I've been a little bit like exhausted just over like thinking about that. I'm also due on my period next week, which I've done the same thing again where I'm trying to delay the period for the wedding because I don't want to be on my period on my wedding day, quite frankly. So I've extended my pill another week, fully like aware that this was going to happen. I knew that like the exhaustion and the painful period was going to come because obviously I had that last time. Preparing for that, however, it could not come at a worse time because I've got such a busy week next week. The sun is blinding me, hang on. I am enjoying actually the fact that it is nearly 7 p.m. 7 p.m. and it's still sunny outside. Well, not sunny, it's like thingy outside, light. God, my brain has just like gone. Yeah, so after the remedy hearing, Tuesday, I'm going straight down to London for something I can't talk about just yet, but I'm only there for the day. So I'll be going down and then coming back up, no doubt, the same day. I've got an appointment on Wednesday. Like, don't get me wrong, this is all good stuff that's happening, but like it's just busier than I've been. I'm seeing Steph on Thursday. I've got my hair and makeup trial. Me and my mum and my sister are going for a hair and makeup trial for the wedding on Saturday, which is very exciting because I haven't had one yet. I also wanted, I don't know whether to use, I'm getting my hair and makeup done for the awards as well. And I don't know whether to use that as like a second hair and makeup trial or to go for something different because there's going to be a red carpet. Guys, there's going to be a red carpet at these awards. I've never ever done a red carpet before. Pressure's on. Pressure is on to find something red carpet worthy to wear. Hair and makeup. Like, I've booked in to get it done. I also need to change my nails. Heaven forbid I'm actually going into court with these nails on Monday. I was gonna do them, but then I thought, you know what it is? It is what it is. So yeah, just a little reminder as well, I have been nominated and shortlisted for the UK Top Influencer Awards in the category of micro-influencer, which is so amazing. I can't believe it. We've got about 2 weeks left of voting and then the awards are on the 26th of this month. I've told you guys about it before. It's been in my description, the link, but if you have missed it, the link will be in the description. And if I remember, I will pin a comment in the comments as well for you guys to go and vote as well. I don't know if you can vote more than once. A couple of people have asked me, so some people have said that they have voted more than once, some people have said that they've tried but it wouldn't let them. I don't know, but the link is there, and thank you so much for all your support and things so far with that. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be the first Q&A that I've done for a little while, maybe 2 or 3 months, and I'm going to be completely open and honest with you guys. I'm doing this type of video because it is easy. As I've told you, I'm absolutely exhausted at the minute, but I definitely wanted to get something up for you guys, and I don't mind, like, I quite like just sitting down and having a chat with you guys where I'm not kind of thinking of, oh, well, I need to bring the camera along whilst I'm doing this, or like filling my days with stuff to do so that like I can like show you guys. I just like just having a sit down and a chill and just a chat with you. And I've got my mug with my glow tea from Twinings, which is like, I don't know, it's supposed to be good for you, but yeah. Let's get on to these comments. Let's get on to these questions. I feel I've been yapping for ages. I've got them on my laptop. So yeah, if you see me like keep looking down, I'm gonna go through the YouTube ones first because I feel like every time I do this type of video, I always put the question box on my Instagram, and some of you guys don't follow me on there. If you don't, why not, first of all. Second of all, I'm also active on Facebook and Snapchat and TikTok now. So I'm all over the place. So all the links will be in the description if you want to go and follow me on various different places. Still don't really understand what I'm doing on Snapchat, but we'll try. Anyway, without further ado, stop yapping, Jess. Let's let's get cracking. First question. Hi Jess, love your channel. Just wondering, how did you initially get into YouTube? Now this, I think, is the first time I can really answer this honestly. I've been asked it before, I've avoided it. I've avoided this question for years, for obvious reasons, I think, because obviously the reason why I got into YouTube was because I was suspended from my job. If you aren't aware of this like current situation, then you can literally Google my name, which is Jessica Thorpe, and it will come up with my NHS tribunal case, which, you know, took them to tribunal, won, but it has been something that's like been going on for the last 5 years, and every time I've been asked like, how have you got into YouTube, I've had to like, well, it's not that I've lied, but I've kind of kept away from the truth because I couldn't tell you. I literally couldn't tell you. And basically when I first started YouTube was the September of 2020. Now I'd been suspended from my job in April of 2020 on a false allegation. I was sent home in the, I want to say the end of May. So I'd been off for about a month at that point. I started uploading photographs on Instagram of my food. That was all it was. There was no face on it. I think it was literally just food, like meals. That was it. And then September came around. I gained a bit of traction on my Instagram, and I just put a poll on my Instagram story and said, who wants to see YouTube videos of like what I eat in a days? And then like, yeah, I started YouTube from there. Literally just making what I ate in a day videos. Solely what I ate in a day videos, that's all it was. That was basically like all I had going for me at the time. That's all I, like, that was pretty much the only thing I had distracting me from the realities of what was happening in my real life. And it just became into this like incredible hobby that kind of saved me, I guess, because like I was so depressed when I was starting that like starting social media, and I've been so depressed over the last 5 years. It's been a lot better in the last like couple of years, but when I was starting my social media and things, I was so low. I was so anxious to the point where I wasn't really like going outside. I was so depressed, and I could just completely zone out of the reality of real life. And this is gonna sound not how I want it to sound, but I could almost put on a show and be this like happy-go-lucky girl who was just showing you guys what I was eating. And I seemed so happy in those videos, but I really wasn't. But that's kind of how I got into YouTube. A few people obviously were confused as to how I was doing it all the time, alongside like a job and stuff. But the reality is that I wasn't doing it alongside a job. I was at home doing nothing. So that's all I had going. But that is how I initially got into YouTube, and I feel like that is the first time I've been able to actually answer that like fully, honestly and transparently. So that is a great thing. Are you a Harry Potter fan, and if so, what house are you in? I would say I am a Harry Potter fan. I've seen the films multiple times. I haven't watched them in a long time though. Maybe we need to do a Harry Potter marathon. I wonder if Emmanuel's watched them. I think he has, to be fair, actually. I think he has mentioned that he's watched it. But, I mean, who isn't a Gryffindor? I feel like no one would admit to being in Slytherin, but I think I'm a Gryffindor. It reminds me, actually, of when I was in school. So when I was in school, we had the houses, and I was in the Windsor house, which is like the red house. And then you had Tudor. Oh my gosh, I can't remember any of the other houses. There was 4 houses. There was definitely Windsor and Tudor. I can't remember the other 2. There was a red house, green house, blue house and yellow house. The red house was Windsor, the yellow house was Tudor. I can't remember what the green and blue houses were. But yeah, so I was a Windsor. So I kind of like associate that with being a Gryffindor as well. I don't know why, how it correlates, but I don't know. Have you and Emmanuel ever considered starting your own business? No, actually. What do you think me and Emmanuel would start as a business? I'm intrigued because that would be so fun, but I just don't know what it would be, like what kind of product it would be. I mean, does it have to be a product? I don't know. It's not something that we've ever discussed, to be honest. He's got his career and I do this and whatever job I end up doing, but like, no, it's not something that we've ever even like considered, funnily enough. But yeah, I'd be intrigued to know what you guys think me and Emmanuel would like be good at in terms of like starting a business. Interesting. Do you ever feel self-conscious putting your life online for others to watch? I've always wondered how YouTubers edit their own footage and would be so self-conscious. I love watching your vlogs. Keep doing you. Do you know, it's it's a very bizarre feeling, because when I'm filming, editing, uploading, whatever, it almost feels like I'm not really... I think I would be more self-conscious stood up in front of like a crowd of people than like if I could show you, well I can actually, I've got a little mirror on my thing, can you see? Like it's literally, this is you guys, the camera. It's literally me and the camera, and the camera is you guys. So like, I don't get self-conscious in this point. I think sometimes when I'm editing, like sometimes I'll look at something and go, oh God, Jess, what an awful angle. But aren't we all a little bit self-critical? Do you know what I mean? But I wouldn't say, there's nothing that I filmed which I've looked back at myself and thought, I'm not posting that. In terms of YouTube anyway. I think sometimes I've looked back at photos and thought, maybe I'm not going to post that, like that wasn't a very good whatever. But in terms of YouTube, no, I don't think I've ever looked back and thought I'm not going to post that whole video because of how I look. I don't know. But in terms of like editing, I think, well, there's not really much you can do with editing. I don't know how to use like filters and stuff when it comes to like videos and stuff, so I would never be able to use like, I feel like some people use like skinny filters and stuff. I know you can do it on like Instagram and stuff, but I have no idea. I literally no idea. So I don't think I could ever like edit myself in that way. Plus I don't see what the point would be, because if you guys saw me in real life and then you'd be like, hang on a minute, that's not who we see on the internet. But yeah, I don't know, I think I've just kind of got over it because I just don't associate it with like real people watching. But if I was on a stage in front of all you guys, that would be a completely different question. I would probably be incredibly self-conscious, but I think that's just the way life is, isn't it? Would you ever consider getting Billy a brother or sister, i.e. another cat, of course? Definitely would be another cat at this point. But yes, actually, we have discussed it. Me and Emmanuel, I think, will get a new, like a little brother or sister for Billy at some point. However, it won't be whilst we're in this house, because although obviously this house is quite small and things, it's fine for Billy, you know, he can roam around and he's got his catio outside. But if we were to get another cat, it would just be a little bit too crowded for the two of them. I think they would probably end up getting on each other's nerves a lot. The only thing that also makes me a little bit anxious about doing that, even if we were in like a bigger house and to get another cat, and obviously there's ways of introducing cats which would be very like conscious of. I do so much research to find out what best ways to introduce Billy to this new cat. But the way Billy reacts when there's a cat in the garden, oh my goodness, it's like he's like a cage fighter. So I do worry that if we were to get like a kitten, that it would, I don't know, it would just be torn to shreds one day. I don't know. I really hope that doesn't happen, because I actually feel like getting another cat or a little friend for Billy would probably do him the world of good. And it's funny though, because it's only cats. Like when Marv comes over, Marv is my friend's dog, by the way, it's a cockapoo. Just in case you haven't met Steph's dog. But when Marv comes over, they get on so well. Like they play, like, I don't know, it's just odd. Or maybe it'll be different if like, I don't know, maybe it's just this little bit of extra ego that Billy's got because he's like in a cage. Does that make sense? So he knows that they can't get him. I don't know. But yes, that's definitely on the cards for when we move, but not right now. If you could eat only one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? As of right now, Wingstop. I'm obsessed with Wingstop. They've opened one in town and they've opened one in the Metro Centre. Oh my goodness. What a bad idea that was for my diet. But I love having the garlic parmesan with the blue cheese dip. I do like wings, but I prefer the little like boneless bites, if that makes sense, just because I can just like eat it without like having to chew around a bone. Do you know what I mean? So garlic parmesan with the house, is it called house wings, house style chips? I don't know. Yeah, Wingstop, incredible. I could eat that for the rest of my life right now. Love it. Whose vlogs do you like to watch regularly? So I don't know whether I've talked about like people that I talk about people who I watch like during vlogs and stuff, but I don't think I've ever like listed people who I enjoy watching. I'll have to go onto my subscriptions now. But there are some people that I click onto more than others. Always looking for recommendations, by the way. I'm really enjoying kind of watching YouTube at the minute. So of course Demi, I watch Demi's vlogs all the time, and Emily Jackson, she's currently moving house and like renovating and stuff like that, so I just love watching stuff like that. So Emily's vlogs as well. Anastasia Kingsnorth. Now funnily enough, I knew who Anastasia Kingsnorth was, but I'd never seen her videos. I don't know how I knew of her, but she's like an OG vlogger, isn't she? She's been around a while. But she was actually on the same Virgin cruise that me and Emmanuel were on last year. And I saw her a couple of times and I was like, I'm gonna watch her videos and see what she's about. And oh my God, do I regret not going up and saying hi to her? Yes, absolutely, because she is such a vibe. I actually really enjoy watching her videos, and I think we would have really gotten along if I'd just gone and said hello. But then I didn't want to be that person who was like, I know who you are, but I don't watch your videos. But I definitely watch them now. So Anastasia Kingsnorth, Zoe Sugg at the minute. I kind of took a long break from Zoe Sugg for no particular reason, but it was back last year. Was it Vlogust? They did Vlogust and then their Vlogmas, and then I did the same the year before, like Vlogust and Vlogmas. I just like obsessed with watching that stuff. Melanie Patricia Cruz, she's good. I'm enjoying the podcast We Need to Talk. That is a very good podcast. I'm enjoying that one. I was particularly enjoying Jordan Stevens. I watched Chloe Ferry's episode on there, and Cher Lloyd. She's just, oh, and Talisa as well, when she came out of the jungle. That was a really good one. So that is a good podcast to watch if you're interested. I don't know if that is even focusing, but it's called We Need to Talk. And it's the guy who does Married at First Sight. He's one of the experts. Who else do I watch? Molly May, when her vlogs come out. I've recently subscribed to a girl called Georgie Clark. I enjoy her vlogs. Fabulous Hannah, of course. Dion Lavender. Holly B Fitness. Live It Like Lauren. Traveling by the Brook, I watch hers a lot. But I have to really, sometimes I have to really be in the mood to like watch vlogs. Like I have to dedicate time to it, and I have to really like, it has to be interesting for me within the first like 5 minutes, or I end up clicking off, or I stick them on and I do like tidying or something with it on in the background, and I kind of like watch in between doing stuff. But yeah, that's a few of them that I've been really enjoying at the minute. Any plans for a dog in the future? No. Do you know what? It's funny because when I was growing up, I was such a dog person. I was like obsessed with, as soon as I move out, I'm gonna get my own house and I'm gonna get a dog. That was just always gonna be the plan for me. And then, I don't know, I just find them very, like, I love them, but I also love giving them back. So like when I look after Marv and things, like I absolutely adore Marv, but like I don't like the lack of independence, I guess. Like you can leave dogs for like a couple of hours, but like when me and Emmanuel decide to go away for the weekend or whatever, like it's just one more thing having to find, like it's almost like childcare, isn't it? You've got to find someone to look after the dog. Same with like if you're going on like nights out, or like, I don't know, there's just always a little bit of a worry with leaving a dog at home, whereas Billy, I am convinced, prefers it when I'm not here. So he is absolutely fine when we leave, and it only requires like whenever we go away, my sister will come and like spend time with him, feed him, etc. But he's absolutely fine. But no, I don't think we would get a dog in the future. Emmanuel did have a dog called Courage when he was growing up. I don't think Emmanuel wants a dog either. We've talked about it and we've both decided no. So, I mean, that could change, but who knows? Yeah, so that is a few of the YouTube ones. Shall I nip over to Instagram and see what we got over there? Actually, there's a few people asking about what my workout routine is, because obviously I've been showing a few kind of like workout things in my vlogs and etc. And to be completely honest, I don't have a workout routine. It's so bad. I should really write down a bit of a routine. Generally, I think I just know general exercises from like over the years of doing it. Sorry, excuse me. But like I don't have a set routine. If I go in, I'll be like, what should I work out today? And I'm like, I'll do arms or whatever. And then I'll just do a few arm exercises, and then, or like sometimes I'll do arms and abs. Sometimes I'll do legs, although legs I do struggle with it sometimes because again, my knee is fine day to day. Squatting, doing like anything to do with like leg exercises, my knee's just like, nah, stop it. Go back to your arms, do your abs again. You're not doing your legs. So leg days tend to be quite short and sweet. But in terms of like anything else, there's not really a routine, if I'm perfectly honest. It's just kind of doing what I can remember in terms of exercise. And yeah, but I always start off with like a 10-ish minute walk on the treadmill as well, and then sometimes I'll go on the Stairmaster, but again, sometimes my knees will decide that that's not a good idea. How's the wedding planning going? Remember, it's one day, it's going to be perfect no matter what. Thank you. Yeah, you're right, it is. I feel like I'm kind of at the point now where I'm starting to panic. We like it's not like we've left everything to last minute. We still have time to do things, but it's kind of getting to the point where we're like, okay, we actually need to do this, or okay, we actually need to pay for that now, or we need to make this decision, or okay, we haven't even got RSVPs in, but we need to start table planning, because that's going to be a bit of a nightmare, isn't it? Table planning always is. But yeah, I think it's going okay. Should I give you a sneak peek? I'm gonna have to cover something though, because it's got the venue and date on it. We've got one of our signs, which says, welcome to the wedding of Emmanuel and Jessica. I think I've completely covered that. There we go. Honestly, the amount of stuff you can get on Etsy is actually really good. We've got so much stuff from Etsy, signs printed, like bridesmaids and groomsmen's gifts. I got my mum and dad gifts, and my sister, I got my mum and dad my bridesmaids gifts and things from Etsy as well. So Etsy's been an absolute life saviour. I'm now kind of planning outfits for my hen do as well, because that's coming up, so that'll be exciting. I don't know whether I'm going to vlog my hen do. I want to, but I'm going to ask Demi if she will basically vlog it for me in exchange for me vlogging hers for her. So like, I kind of want it to be vlog style, but more kind of like candid, like I'm not vlogging, but I might also vlog at the same time. Like I might do some sit down bits or like little get ready with me's and stuff, but I kind of want Demi to be the main camera person, as it were, and film it from like a third person kind of point of view, because that's how I want, when I do the video, the creative side of me is like thinking, when I edit the video, I want it to feel like you guys are there with me. So it's almost like you're a guest rather than you're kind of just watching me have my hen party. Does that make sense? And that's kind of the theme that I wanted to go with the videographer for the wedding as well, was to have kind of like a very almost like candid, like there's going to be cinematic stuff as well, but like almost like a candid, I want you to feel like you're in the bridal party or like a guest at the wedding. So I'm hoping, I'm going to speak to Demi, but she's actually just got out of surgery, so I'll speak to Demi when I see her next, and her new boobs, how exciting, and see whether, I haven't actually asked her. Yeah, actually, to be fair, I should have asked her before broadcasting it on the internet, but I'm wanting to do the same for her hen do as well. So if she wants me to, obviously, but she might not want to vlog it at all. But yeah, so that's, what was even the question? Wedding planning. Yeah, it's gone okay. It's gone okay. We're just like, obviously we're at the points where we're getting like hair trials. The bridesmaids' dresses are getting altered. What else? I've got my final fitting like coming up. It's just not final fitting, but like the adjustments where I go to see the seamstress. I've been dying to look at my dress though, because it's just at my parents' in my bedroom. So like every time I'm over there, I'm just like, can I just try it on again? But I haven't. Anyway, we'll stay on the wedding theme for this one. It says, I just got engaged, congratulations. So happy but overwhelmed too, lol, where to start? Pinterest, honey. Go on Pinterest, go on TikTok, look at what kind of themes you might like. I pretty much, what did I do even to start with? I think we picked a date quite quickly because we just wanted a bit of a timeline, and we also didn't want to be kind of sat engaged and like not planning kind of thing. So we picked a date pretty quickly, to be fair. I think I was actually in the bath and Emmanuel was in the bathroom with me for some reason, I can't remember. and we just picked the date then. So, or the round the time of year, but then obviously when you go to see venues, it all depends on like when they're available as well. So there was a couple of venues that we knew we wanted to get married in the summer, but you'd be surprised at how quickly venues get filled up. So it was either we got married at the time that we were getting married, or it was like next year. So we were like, let's just do that one instead, because yeah, I'll do one more because I've been yapping for a long time. Okay, a couple of questions about court as well. How do you feel about court? Do you have to attend? I do have to attend, yeah. Well, I don't know, there was never really a question of whether I was attending or not. I just assumed I was. I want to be there, obviously. The hearing on Monday is literally just deciding how much money I'm coming out with. It's not a case of reopening and questioning what's going on, or like there shouldn't be many questions about kind of whether they, well, I don't know what the initial thing was, because the judgment has been made, but Monday is literally about deciding how much money in compensation I'm getting. However, one thing I do want to address before, because I imagine I've had a couple of media things come from it, and a lot of the comments on things like TikTok and on the media stuff, people seem to think that I'm getting a lot of money, and it's really not the case. I did spend a lot of money on legal fees, so anything that I get like on top of breaking even essentially will of course be a bonus. But when it comes to tribunals, the way it was explained to me is it like, unless I were to go with like a discrimination case in terms of like race, gender, sexuality, stuff like that, that's where kind of like the money is, as it were. Not that anyone should have to go through that to get money, but you know what I mean. But in terms of mine, with it being constructive dismissal, unlawful deduction of wages and breach of contract, not really like compensation based claims. That it's more about getting the money back that you've lost. If, I don't know how it's going to work, but if for whatever reason the amount of money that I get ends up in the media, I don't know how they would know, or whether that's published, I don't know. They seem to be able to get their hands on anything they want somehow. But if that is published and you're a little bit like, oh, is that it? Like, I'm not gonna get hundreds of thousands. That's not like it, and it's also not the aim for me. For me it was, I mean, yes, obviously it's lovely to get some money, but for me it was about kind of making a point, and I feel like I've made my point. I feel like I've made my point, very much so. But yeah, I'm nervous about Monday, but I'm just almost in a little bit of shock that like after Monday, that'll be it. Case closed. I do plan on talking about everything after. Don't know when that will be coming out or whatever. I'm just at the stage at the minute where I'm like writing out kind of what happened in my words. And then I will be telling you guys all about it basically. So keep an eye out for that. Because I feel like I've been silenced for so long in terms of this, and after my remedy hearing I will no longer be silenced. So yeah, we'll end on that note. I've been yapping for like over half an hour, but yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed it. If you have, please leave it a thumbs up, go hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys. Baby, let me love you, let me love you.